What's the most life-changing thing you discovered by accident? My little brother Danny was born with Down syndrome. Growing up, I was embarrassed by him. When friends came over, I'd tell him to stay in his room. At school events, I'd pretend I didn't see him waving at me from the special needs section. I was a terrible brother. Danny never seemed to notice. He'd still hug me every morning and save me the last cookie from his lunch. He'd draw me pictures that I'd throw away when he wasn't looking. Mom would always say, "Danny loves you more than anyone in the world." But I just felt annoyed. When I turned 18, I couldn't wait to leave for college. I barely called home. When I did visit, I'd spend most of my time out with old friends, avoiding family dinners. Danny would always ask when I was coming back, but I'd just shrug and say, "Someday." I treated him like he was invisible. During Christmas breaks, I'd sleep until noon to avoid his excited morning hugs. When he'd show me his latest drawings, I'd barely glance up from my phone. He'd stand there, holding his artwork, waiting for any reaction. But I'd just walk away. The worst part was how patient he was with me. If I snapped at him, he'd apologize. If I ignored him at dinner, he'd still save dessert for me. Mom would watch this happening, and I could see her heart breaking, but she never said anything. I told myself Danny was too simple to understand rejection. For 4 years, I lived my college life pretending I was an only child. When people asked about siblings, I'd either lie or change the subject. I deleted family photos from my social media. During spring break, I'd make excuses to visit friends instead of going home. Last summer, I brought my girlfriend home for the first time. I warned her about Danny beforehand, telling her to just be polite but not encourage him. When we walked in, Danny ran up with this huge smile, holding a welcome sign he'd made. My girlfriend thought it was sweet, but I was mortified. Throughout the weekend, I watched Danny try so hard to impress her. He showed her his room, his job uniform, his collection of coins. Every time I'd cut him off or tell him to give us space, I saw my girlfriend's expression change. By Sunday, she was barely speaking to me. Last week, Mom called, crying. Danny had been hit by a car while walking to his job at the grocery store. He was in a coma. I drove home immediately, feeling sick with guilt. At the hospital, Mom was a wreck. She handed me Danny's wallet to keep safe while she talked to doctors. It was falling apart, held together with tape. Inside was his ID, 3 crumpled dollar bills, and a bank card I'd never seen before. I asked Mom about it. She started crying harder. Danny opened that account 2 years ago. He's been saving money from his grocery store job. She could barely get the words out. He told the bank teller he was saving to buy a car. I checked the balance on my phone, $200. Danny made $8 an hour and had been putting away most of his paycheck for 104 weeks. While I was spending money on parties and takeout, he was eating packed lunches and walking to work. Mom pulled out a folded paper from his wallet, a printout from a used car website, a 2015 Honda Civic circled in red pen. At the bottom, in Danny's handwriting, "Perfect car for my brother's graduation present." My graduation was next month. Danny had planned this for 2 years. Danny woke up the next morning. When he saw me, his eyes filled with tears. "I'm sorry I got hurt. I was going to surprise you with your ring at graduation. Did Mom ruin the surprise?" I broke down, sobbing. Danny reached over and patted my hand. "Don't cry. The car can wait, and I can get the ring when I get better. You being here is the best present." I realized I'd spent 4 years running from the person who loved me most. While I was ashamed of him, he was proud of me. While I was deleting him from my life, he was saving every penny for mine. I'm not going back to college this semester. For the first time in my life, I want to be with Danny.